Intro to Algebra. If you're watching this, you should have taken the practice quiz once, and now you're watching this to make any corrections needed. 25 out of 43 throws. So we want to know 25 out of 40 is equal to what percent out of 100. And so there's a few different ways you could solve this. If you start this way, you can reduce and then cross multiply and solve. The other way to do it is to think in terms of decimals and just do 25 divided by 40 in your calculator, which will give you 0.625, and then change that into a percent, which is 62.5%. Either way, 62. Okay, the enrollment is going to grow 10% from 350. So 350 is our original, and then it's going to grow 10%. Two ways to do this. We can take 350 and multiply by 1.10, because that represents 110%, and get our answer that way. We can also do x over 350 equals 10 over 100. X equals 35. Now that's how much it increased by, so we'd have to do 350 plus 35, and that would get us 385. Notice that if we do this in the calculator, 350 times 1.10, we also get 385. So our final answer is 385. Okay, the item is on sale for $19.60, and it originally cost $28. So if I do 28 minus my $19.60, I've got $8.40 of a discount. If I want to know what percent that is, I want to make sure that I get the original on the bottom of the fraction in the denominator to figure out what percent that is. So the original price was 28, and then this discount is $8.40. So again, you can cross multiply. You could also just divide and change the decimal into. Either way, you should get 30%. Now, you can go ahead and check this. If you take $28 and multiply it by 0.3, which is the decimal version of 30%, you should get back to $19.60, and then you'll know if you got it right. Okay, 70% of the tickets sold were to students. So I might go ahead and write 70 over 100, since that's my percent. And then it says 210 tickets were sold to students. How many total tickets were sold? So the total, this in the denominator, is the thing we don't know. And the 210 is the part, the 70% that we do know. All right, so 300 is the total amount of tickets sold. And again, I could check this. I could do 210 divided by 300, and I will get 0.7. So that tells me 70%. Okay, so now we're getting to the part where you're going to match equations and tables and graphs. For this one's just tables and equations. So y equals negative 3x plus 1, y equals 3x, y equals x plus 3. And we have to match with these tables down here. What I notice is that the x's all go from negative 1 to 2. So I might just make some tables on my paper. Okay, so now I'll just go ahead and plug in values. So where I see the x, I'll put in negative 1. Negative 1 times negative 3 gives me positive 3. Plus 1 is 4. If I plug in 0 where the x is, 3 times 0 is 0. Plus 1, it's going to be 1. So now I can find this table in the table of values. So I know it should go through 0, 1. And there's really only one point table that does that. So that immediately tells me it's this one, right? When x is 0, y is 1. So I can use that strategy even to match up these others. When x is 0, y is 0 for this equation. So I know 0, 0 must be the table that's right for this one. This one, when I put in 0 for x, I get out 3. Both of these are 0, 3 on here. So I might have to actually plug in some numbers. So here if I have negative 1 plus 3, that gives me a 2, 3. If I plug in 1 here, I get 4. If I plug in 2, I get 5. Great, this one goes here. And then if I have negative x plus 3, let's just make sure. So then I have negative, negative 1, that gives me a positive 1, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And that's this table. Okay, so this one you have to match the table with the graph. So let's think of what the table is going to look like for each one of these. So for A, I'm looking for a table with 0, 0 in it. And what's another point I could look for? 1, 3 is also a point that's going to be in the table for line A. So 0, 0, and 1, 3. That's right here. So I know that this one goes with line A, 0, 0, and 1, 3. Now let's look at line B. Okay, so I've got 0, 1, and 1, 2. 0, 1, and 1, 2. 0, 1, and 1, 2. That's right there. So that must be line B. Line C, 0, 1 again, but maybe I'll find the point, this point right here, which is 3, 0. So 0, 1, and 3, 0. 0, 1, and 3, 0. There that is. So that's line C. And then line D, oh yeah, this is line D, right? No matter what, X is, Y is always 3. Great. So that's it. You have to do a little bit of scrolling back and forth for that one, but make sure you got those right. Okay. So this is like asking you for something on a table. It's just asking you for only 1 point. And they're telling us that the X value is 2. So I'm going to, in the place of X, put a 2 and find the Y value that goes with it. So the point 2, -3 must be on the graph. Okay. So this is checking in your understanding on slope-intercept form. So remember, slope-intercept form looks like y equals mx plus b. And the m here is the slope, and the b is the y-intercept. So for us, we've got y equals x plus 5. Now notice that's the same as 1x plus 5. So my slope is 1, and my y-intercept is -5. All right, now we're going to match equations with the line. So this D, I know that's going to be the line y equals 3, because no matter what x is, y is 3. So y equals 3, that goes right there. All right, let's look at A. Well, it looks like A has a y-intercept of 0, so it's going to be something plus 0. But let's look down at our options. Okay, I've got a line here, x equals 3. I know that's a vertical line, so it can't be that. Let's look at y equals 3x. So I know if I plug in 0, I get 0, and that's good. Is the slope 3 of this line? Well, it goes up 3 over 1, up 3 over 1. So that looks pretty good. Y equals 3x meets right there. Okay, let's look at these other equations, first of all. So this one has a slope of -1/3 and a y-intercept of 1. Let's see if we have any of those. We've got two lines with a y-intercept of 1. And only one of them has a negative slope, this line C. So let's see, it goes down 1 over 3. So that matches. And I could also plug in some points and make sure that it really works. All right, now that's funny, it kind of cuts off your equation, but I did put the right equation in. All right, line B. Well, it also has a y-intercept of 1, I notice. So it's either this equation or this equation. And then it looks like it has a slope of 1, up 1 over 1. So it's got to be this one. All right, same idea, just different lines. All right, this time, let's see, line C, that's that horizontal line, right? Y is 2 no matter what x is, so I can fill that one in. Aha, now this line A, x is 2. Every point on this has an x-coordinate of 2 no matter what y is. So those are two pretty easy matches. And then B, it looks like it has a y-intercept of 2 and a slope that's negative. Aha, and in fact the slope is -1, down 1 over 1. So this matches well for B. And then D, it also has a y-intercept of 2, but I can see its slope goes up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. So that must be that one, because the y-intercept is 2 and the slope is 2. So that matches up fine. So once you've all finished, make sure you go back and do your second attempt to get 100%.